Hi guys, it's me Liz again, and today we're doing a follow-up video to my previous one about these drop and fill blade Liger templates. I've been asked by a couple of people now if it's possible to merge all of this together into one solid figure rather than having it all exploded out like a diagram or schematic. And I'm going to use Photoshop to make an example, and hopefully it'll be easy to translate to the other softwares that I listed in the previous video. So let's get started. As you can see, I've already got the basic colour that I did before with the Leon Blade Liger, and we're going to start off first by saving this as a separate file. So I'm going to go File, Save As. I'm going to replace this file. I'm going to call it Leon Blady 1. I'm going to save. Yep, going to replace that. Okie dokie. This is so I don't obviously damage the original template file. And I'm going to go over here to the layers. I'm going to unlock the line art layer by clicking the little padlock. And this background layer, for now, I am going to hide it. So now we just have a pixelless background, and we don't want that showing because we don't want this to merge with the background layer. So we're going to go over to the line art layer, we're going to right click it, and we are going to merge visible. And don't do this until you finally got your design that you want. So merge visible, and now everything that was visible in these layers is now combined into one element. So first off, we need to do a little cleaning. I'm going to come over to the left hand side and pick the third tool down, which is the lasso tool, and we want to make sure it is selected for add to selection. Obviously there's a watermark on this video, so I'm sure you won't be able to see it very clearly, but there is the lasso tool, and then there's 4 options next to it. We want the second option. Okay, so now we're going to come down here. Using the lasso tool, we're going to clean up all these lines that we don't want. So I'm going to lasso everything first. Don't worry if you can't do it in a one fell swoop. You can always do little bits. Just makes it if it makes it a bit more easier or accurate for you. I'm using a pen stylus because I'm doing this on a tablet, so I've got a bit more range of movement, but this is easy enough to do with just a mouse. Just need to be a bit more steady with your hands. Going to this bit. There you go. Right, for this booster, we do not want this peg, so going to lasso that as well. Do that, and this should be the last bit. Okay, I'm going to zoom out, and I'm just going to hit the delete key. There we go. And I'm going to hit Control D to deselect. Don't worry too much about some of these lines here. Once we move everything into place, a lot of these lines will be hidden, but if you want to clean it up, you can take the eyedropper tool, which is your 5th tool down, eyedrop whatever colour you need, go to your paintbrush tool, and you can lines in. Well, like I said, sometimes no harm in doing it. The line art itself is quite busy, I would say, so it's almost like you wouldn't even notice it even if you did. See, it's barely noticeable. Do that there. Use the eyedropper tool again just to switch the colours to match. I'm going to leave that there because you're not going to see it behind the head. So now we have all our segments and we need to basically separate them all. So using the lasso tool again, we're just going to circle the head. We're going to cut it, so that'd be shortcut Control Z on the keyboard. Sorry, I do apologise. That's Control Z is undo, or step back as if it's Photoshop. Sorry, I mean Control X, and go to Control V to paste it. So now the head is on a different layer. We're going to rename this layer head so we don't lose track of it. And I'm going to rename this layer that says line art into body. So back on the body layer, we are going to select the cannon. Again, Control X, Control V, rename layer cannon. Back to the body layer. Let's go select the front leg. Control X, Control V. Just wanting that front leg. Body layer. Select the rear leg. Control X, Control V. And that rear leg. You can hide these if it makes it a little bit easier for a second. So go back to the body layer. I'm going to do the tail next. Control X, Control V. Tail. We need left booster. Control X, Control V. And we just want that last one. Yep. Control X, Control V. Name that right booster. Right booster. Okay. So now we just have the main body separated from everything else. Zoom in a little bit. So now we need to organise our layers. I shall do this one at a time. It's a bit clustery. So the right booster, because obviously how layers work, you want to layer everything on top of each other, and we know that the right booster goes behind the body, so you just want to take this layer and drag it down below body, and it will go behind. I'm going to use the actually sure the arrow tool, the select tool. You just want to move this up. Don't worry about getting it aligned just this moment, because once we move the left booster into place, it'll be a lot easier to adjust. So we're going to go to open to have the left booster visible. I'm going to move that, and we can align it with the arm, the armature, I'm assuming. Yep. See? And you can click back on your right booster and adjust it as you see fit. I'm going to have it there. It's got the tail. The tail needs to go behind the body. It doesn't matter if it's below the right booster or the body. I'm just going to put it right at the bottom. And we're going to move that across. Now, I don't like how upright it is. You kind of like lose the rest of the tail. So we're going to rotate it, holding shift. This will snap it to a 15-degree turns. We're going to go like select the corner. You see where the little arrow becomes a little curve. So that hold shift, and I'm going to turn it 15 degrees. Yeah, and hit enter. I can move it to place. I am going to put it about here. Got a lovely tail. And let's see. Want the rear leg. Put that where you see fit. Obviously the rear leg needs to go on top of the booster, just in case, obviously there, but it should be alright. Put about there. B. I think it's about there. It's usually in line with the caps, isn't it? For the leg, so move it down a bit. And I'm just going to just. Okay, we're going to view the head, put the head into place. So I keep moving the finger around a lot. Okay, good. Move that. With the thing. There we go. And the trickiest bit, I would say, at all of this is the cannon, the bottom mounted cannon, because this requires some adjustment. So I'm going to hide the head and the front leg to make this a little bit easier. Also, because of how this is designed, and if you've obviously seen the kit built, you know that obviously this isn't visible, but we just want to have the cannons in view. So we are going to line your cannon up on the body where you would like to sit it. I would like to sit it about here, I would say. Yeah. So maybe about the tip of this cannon, sort of like in line with the the gold piston on the leg. Just gonna hide that for a second. Now you want to go to the body layer. We want to select the magic wand tool, which is your fourth tool down, and we're going to select the negative space. Also, make sure you do not have sample or layers on, because it will just map everything. So click up here or anywhere where there's on the square space. There's a little gap there, and we want to inverse our selection. You can go up here onto the toolbar and where it says select, you go down to inverse. The shortcut for this is Shift Control I, so go ahead and click that. And using the lasso tool again, we actually want the third option across from the top where you need to subtract from selection. We'll get that. As you can see, the lasso now has a little minus symbol on it. We are going to deselect this part of the leg, because what we're going to do is use this space to trim our cannon layer. As you can see, all the selection goes into here. You may notice that where I've placed it, it's gone a bit too high. So I'm going to deselect that and try again. So I'm going to move the cannon down. Actually, what I realised, I could probably adjust the opacity to make this a little bit easier. We're going to drop it down to about 90%. That actually didn't make it any easier at all, never mind. I'm going to adjust this. I'm going to use the arrow keys just to move it pixel by pixel. It's a little bit trial and error, but we're going to try again. So I'm going to hide that, go back to my body layer, repeat the process with the magic wand tool, go to select it, and then inverse our selection. And then obviously take the lasso tool, and we want to remove this part of the leg, just above the joint. Want to view our cannon layer again. I didn't move it low enough again. Does it matter? We all make mistakes, but easily adjustable. I'm going to move it down about 3 times, 4 times. I probably did a bit more than that. Yeah, about there. Try it again. Wand, select, inverse, lasso. Okay, we'll try it again. And okay, cannon. That's better because now we have this part visible. Oh, and I've just noticed, obviously we want this bit removed as well. So using that lasso tool, we'll just remove that from selection because we want this little strut visible as well. And now, selecting the cannon layer, we're going to hit delete. And now you can see all the parts have been cleared up. So you can go ahead and hit Control D to deselect. You might get some pixeling, like you can see here, but it's no issue. You can just select your object and use the arrow keys to just move it by pixel. The cannon needs to go behind the front. There we go. So ideally, good layout for this is you want your head layer at the top, the cannon, your left booster, the body, right booster, and tail. If you want, you can go ahead and merge all of this. So we can right click and merge visible. And there you have it. You have your fully combined bladey. Now I was also asked if, say, you wanted to see multiple variations side by side, you can do that. I'm just going to quickly crop this layer down. I currently have the crop setting to 8.5 times 11 inches over in the top. And we're just going to shrink this down. I want it to about 13 to 10 centimeters. 13.2 to 10.7. I'm just going to put this in, move this in place. You just want to line it up. Okay. And before I got started this video, I already made a couple of example bladies to put side by side. It's got your Leon, got a blue one with a green visor, and we have the very vibrant green and purple. And so you'll have probably a similar situation with this, but you want to put them all into onto one canvas or into one image. So I'm going to use this one as an example. We are going to go to edit. Do I still have that? Still got the canvas thing selected. Go to image, canvas size. I want to have them all in a row. So one on the left, one in the center, one on the right. So I am going to. I want the middle. What I have now is going to shift over to the left, and I want to triple what I have on here. So I need about 39. Yeah. So I want this to be 39 centimeters, roughly. Okay. Here you go. We've expanded the canvas like so. And now I want to add this image onto the other canvas. You can either Control C, Control V. Oh, would help if I actually selected it. Yep, select it. Control copy. Control V. So it's pasted onto another layer. And you can do this again with this one. Control copy. Control V. And we'll move that across. If you wanted to have this a bit more, you want to make sure that we're in line, we can go into, is it window or is it view? Right, under the view tool at the top, you can select new guide. Horizontal, try to remember a thing. Horizontal, I want to set it to 50%. So now we have a blue guide going across half of the canvas. We want to do again, go to new guide, and this time we want vertical. I'm going to do 50%. So now we can select the blue layer Liger in the center. Well, he's already centered, so he's nice and centered. Set a view, new guide, and this is when it's going to get a bit technical because we're doing it in threes. If this was in fours, this would be a lot easier. You'd put 25%, 50%, and so to 5. So I've got to go for 33%. Or not. Do Z. We'll try that again. Put 15%. Just going to take some trial and error. Yeah, about 15%. Maybe I should have just... I am a fool. I was right with the 25%. View, new guide, 25%. View, new guide, 75%. Oh. Be easy if I've zoomed in. I've noticed that I haven't saved these all to the same size, but I'll just have to go off by eye. But relatively should be okay. Roughly about, yeah. It's got red, blue and green. Move this a little over. Just going to use these squares as little guides. So that's about 4 between the tail. Yeah. Probably just going to crop this out. I'm going to go for free unconstrained. Do this to whatever I want. There you go. Set enter. And also you can, because also we've been messing around with the document, that background no longer is going to fit. But we can fill in a new layer. I'm going to fill it in with light blue. Just gonna fill that in. So there you go. And there you have your little blade Liger examples. And you can go ahead and file and save as. I'll save this as JPEG. Blady assortment. Save. Save. Have it. Alternatively, if you don't want a background but you want to keep it transparent, like if you're going to drop it into another image file or if you want to use it on the web, you can also save it as a PNG. So if you go to File, Export, no, Save for Web, sorry, Alt-Shift-Control-S, that's a very long shortcut, but we'll just go from File, Save for Web. Want to save it as a PNG 24 with transparency checked. And you can save. Oh, we're in my folders. Anyway, set Leon Blade as save. Oh, Blady assortment transparent. Save. And then, yeah, you'll have a nice, like, transparent one. You can obviously do these for all these individually as well. Well, thank you for watching. I hope this cleared up any confusions, or it helped you understand how you could put these all together. All my other templates that I haven't already pre-colored, you can do this method with all of those once you have them all colored, and you can have, you know, nice solid physical combined illustrations, shall I say. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you.